In Heavensward, we loved one man. He was always there to support us, always had our backs. Yes, one man. Shh, Emmerich. We love you for different reasons, okay? But before going on, this does have huge Heavensward spoilers. So if you haven't completed it yet, please don't continue this video. Thank you. I'm sure we've all had a character death, whether it's in games, an anime, movies, a TV series, which has impacted us greatly, and not just as an individual, but as a community as well. But yes, today we'll be discussing why Best Boy, Horchwan's death, was truly impactful to the story, us as a community, and his characters. Due to A Realm Reborn not being replayable unless alting, I haven't got the footage of some of the upcoming points I've made. However, upon meeting him at the level 36 MSQ, the Rose and the Unicorn title referring to Horchwan's shield, he seems very welcoming, stating not one to stand on formality, offering you a place to stay, and will make inquiries on your behalf, becoming a guest of House 4 Temps. During post A Realm Reborn, you work closely with him to track down the heretics and Lady Iceheart. This is where his eager personality and willingness to help those around him and himself comes forth. I found his Japanese voice to be much more charismatic, energetic, and at points very eager, but for me this gave him a very unique personality, one that we hadn't really seen before with the characters. He created this honourable, sincere atmosphere with flares of passion that made him likeable. During the scene, he is openly celebrating your deeds, courage, and who you are as a character, while still demonstrating that kindness. This is also not the first nor the last time this occurs. Throughout most of your interactions, he displays this admiration and joy for you. These scenes are famous and shows how supportive Horchwan is. As characters, having our friends and colleagues torn away from us, either by death or being captured, being accused of treason, and now on the run, having nowhere to go that seems safe. This small gesture of comfort with the hot cocoa and the encouraging words are essential at this point. In addition, it's important to point out that through Horchwan's recommendation and the fact he begged his father to accept you into his household, as the Count retells later upon being given Horchwan's shield, shows that without him a safe place to stay may have been difficult to find. Using the phrase "hope incarnate" to describe you prior to Heavensward and understanding these facts after his death, I feel this gives us such an emotional blow. It gives us insight regarding his admiration towards us and proves how supportive he was from the very beginning. During Heavensward, the trial by combat section, Horchwan's sincerity and kindness shines through. The first dialogue suggests to me he was thinking of you and your comrades' welfare above all. He then excitedly instructs you on how to proceed, then changes to a serious tone. This dialogue shows his kindness and his absolute want to support you. I should cheer so loud, you wonder how you could doubt yourself. For me, this dialogue was heartwarming and comforting, and as characters we hadn't encountered this level of sincerity and encouragement. I thought it was refreshing and once again made his character very likeable. Upon your victory, he then rewards you with a black chocobo, enabling you to have your first official flying mount. With the words, "a humble token of my admiration," this reinforces his feelings towards you as a character. An important aspect to remember regarding Ishgard's social hierarchy is that he's risking his reputation and potentially his position to support you so outwardly. You, who is defending and associating with suspected heretics. Now to discuss two very important scenes, the first being within the vault. As you saw, at the end of the dungeon, you confront the Archbishop. Both yourself and Horchwan run towards the Archbishop in a means to apprehend, and whilst doing so, a spear of light is hurled towards you. Horchwan protects you with his shield, but it is not enough, and it impales him. It is not drawn out. You see the regret and the sadness of those around him, and the clear, animated emotion on your character too. For me, this scene impacted me greatly. Not only did it shock me, as I wasn't anticipating it, but I felt that sadness, that regret, and that wish to keep moving forward. One emotion I did experience was anger too. Against this guy, man, it felt good to beat the hell out of him later in game. Still does now, even after multiple run-throughs. But this scene set the tone for what was to come. The fact that long-standing characters, so integrated within the story, could die. And it being the death of such a charismatic, supportive character. Prior to this, it was characters we'd known for a short time, those who weren't too heavily integrated into the story, or who sacrificed themselves. I know myself, and speaking to friends and the Final Fantasy community, that this death also deeply affected them emotionally, and still does to this day. The last scene, representing the final struggle to try and save another friend, to avoid another loss. You see what I can assume is the spirit and memory of Horchwan encouraging you for the final time. It truly felt like he was fighting alongside you, like he wished. The combination of the music, the struggle, a long-fought battle, and remembering the losses along the way brought me to tears whilst playing, and I know many others were too during this scene. I feel this video has become a representation of my own admiration and emotions for Horchwan as a character. So thank you for taking time out to hear this. I truly loved Heavensward, the story, characters, and its emotional moments. And remember, a smile better suits a hero.